Hello, it's me again, your boy, Matthew Gilpin, the guy who does guitar lessons, because apparently, according to the YouTube algorithm, the only thing that I do that's of any worth is guitar lessons. So I wasn't planning on doing any more guitar lessons, but then I saw that Dodie dropped an absolute bop that was monster, and I couldn't help but have a look to see if there were any acoustic guitar versions of it out there, and if anything was like easy to play, and there weren't any versions that I could see, so I was just like, fine, I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna start this with the usual disclaimer. This guy right here, I'm not a guitar teacher, I'm not a professional guitarist. I just have a guitar and I like it. I like playing it, and I like doing guitar lessony things with it. So do with that information what you will. This is gonna be fairly basic, fairly easy, but you will need a few basic chords that I hope you already know. If you don't, go away and learn them. They are just gonna be E major, A minor, E7, A major, C, and D. That should be everything that you're going to need for this. And I'm going to teach you some picking, some basic little bits of finger picking. Cool? Nice. Oh yeah, I should probably also say this isn't the electric guitar part from later on in the song. This isn't like how to play the actual guitar part for Monster. This is a sort of simple-ish acoustic arrangement of it that you can use to accompany yourself, because I think that's what most people actually want, rather than, you know, here's how people who play the song, when they play the song, play the song. We're going to start with an E major chord, and we're just going to pick the top 3 strings, like so. For this, we're just sticking to just these top 3 strings, and we're using these 3 fingers to pick just these top 3 strings. Like so. So for the first verse, you do this, and you do it 4 times. Then you change to A minor and do the same thing. So this bit's over the "Tell me again, just how it hurts being awfully loud for an introvert." I might have got the timing a little bit wrong on that, but I'm teaching you guitar, not singing. You can find a singing lesson somewhere else. Then it's back to E major for the next bit. Go around that 4 times. A minor again. I think you might be sensing a pattern here. E major again. A minor again. But this is where things change. So you've got the 1,000 words are left unsaid 'cause no one listens to the dead. So what that is from the A minor to C to D and then back to E major. Ignore the thing I did with my thumb. I will get to that later. So the pre-chorus bit ends with standard, going around this 4 times, then A minor, C, and each of those is just 1. So, then you're back to E. Simple. Chorus is the same 1, 2, 3 thing going on down here, but you're doing E major. That's for 4, and then E7. Then A major. And then we're back to the A minor, C, D, and then back to E. Verse 2, just the same as verse 1, so is the pre-chorus, so I can just skip those, because you're just doing the same thing all over and over again. And I like how I do have just this little tiny bit of beard in the top here. Like, I don't think that was weird when it was just chin, but now there's hair there, it's like, it's extra weird. Sorry, this is my actual face. Hi there. So now there's only one more section to learn, and it's basically the same as an earlier section, but just do it less times. So this is the we won't eat our words, they don't taste so good. So this is for the we won't eat our words chant bit, and also the rap. So it goes E major, but just for 2, then E7, just for 2, then A major, just for 2 as well, and A minor, just for 2. Then you repeat that a couple of times whilst the rap bit is going on. Just a couple of monsters. Then you have a chorus again. You know the chorus. The chorus repeats twice, and then you end on... And that's it. That's the end of the song. But you may have noticed 2 things. Firstly, that sounds really empty. Like there's a lot of stuff missing from that, and it will get kind of boring if that's what you were accompanying yourself with. And you may also have noticed that this video is only like halfway through. So the reasons for that are... I've got more to say. But before I say those things, I should probably say, this channel here, it's not just dodie guitar lessons, even though there are 2 more dodie guitar lessons on this channel. Go watch them if you want. The main thing that this channel is for is vlogs and short films. If you want to go watch some of my short films, they are on my channel, and they don't have as many views as the guitar lessons, even though I'm really proud of them. Go watch my things if you want. If you don't, if you're just here for the guitar lesson, I'm sorry for this little ad break in the middle. Let's get back to work. So if you want to accompany yourself with this, obviously just doing for the whole thing is gonna get dull. It's just not gonna be rich and full. But you may have noticed we have 3 whole strings that we've not been using so far. So what I would suggest, and you can remix this however you want, do whatever you like with it. This is just suggestions. This is a guitar lesson-y suggestion-y thing. Just do that for the opening bit. You get the idea. Then when it gets to the pre-chorus, add in, with your thumb, this bottom E when you play the first note of those 3. So, only add that in whenever you change chord. So, this is going to get a little bit confusing, but I think you can handle it. So you go... So obviously when you've got this low E, that's for the E major chord. Move down to the next string, so you're playing the A open, so you go from going to doing for the A minor chord. So you get then back to E when you're on the E major chord. Then that little turnaround, A for 2. So what you're doing there is playing that A, moving to the C shape, playing that bass note in the C, and then playing that note in the D. And then you're back to the E. Now going into the chorus, I would up the ante even more. And this time, I would suggest going like this. I'm just going to demonstrate it, and then I will explain what I'm doing. So with these 3 notes, I would add in an accompanying low note with the first two of those three notes. So that would be the low E on that first note, so you get this chord. Then I'd go up to this one on the third string. So you're going with the thumb. But if you add in the top three fingers as well, you're going. Now this is getting a little bit more complicated, so if you're still like absolute beginner level, I understand if this is like a difficult thing, because finger picking, it can be hard. So your thumb does exactly the same thing when you go to E7. So it's going whilst the fingers go. Then you go to A and you move the thumb for that first note. So instead of plucking that bass note there, you pluck that bass note there. So you've gone from this string to this string. And whilst the chord shape has changed, what the fingers are doing, still exactly the same. And the second note that the thumb plays, still on exactly the same string. It's exactly the same note still, actually, as well, so that's fun. A minor, keep doing what you were doing on A major. C, keep doing what you were doing on A minor. Then D, similarly, your right hand's doing exactly the same thing that it did on A major and A minor and C. And then you move your thumb back to the bottom string when you get back to E. Now that it's built up like that, I would probably keep the same like that for all the verses and choruses and pre-choruses, just so you don't get too confused. But if it would be less confusing for you, you could go back on the verse to doing or even do some weird mix of them. So you sort of go something like that. But those aren't the things that I would suggest, and when I'm playing through the song by myself, that's not what I do. I do... oh no, I don't do that. I do... I'm starting to realise that maybe I should have set the camera up so you can better see my right hand, because this is a very right hand centric kind of guitar lesson. And once you got the idea of the chords, you don't really need to see what this hand is doing, so silly Matthew. So the same picking pattern keeps going throughout the whole rest of the song, at least that's what I would suggest. If you want to see slightly closer what that looks like for your right hand, I'm just going to mute the string so I can play it without making any actual notes. Unless I just happen to put my finger where there's a harmonic and play some lovely little harmonics for you. Ain't it beautiful? So yeah, it looks a little something like this. Technically speaking, you shouldn't have your finger stuck to that. That's a thing that back when I had a guitar teacher, he would call me up on a lot. But I think it makes it easier, so nah. Then when you're on chords where the root note's on this string, so stuff like C or either of the A variants, and actually D as well, because this note is in D, even though the root of D is technically here. Sorry if that went over some of your heads. I just... For A minor, C and D, you're going to be playing it like this. But for E and E7, so the thumb on the E and E7 ones, minor, everything else. You get that instead. So yeah, finger picking. Maybe I should talk to you the only way I know how to. You said your speech through sharpened teeth. Make the rules and spikes grow from your skin. Please let the devil in. Something along those lines. I'm still working out how to sing it because some rhythmically weird things are going on here. At least I think they are. And as has been established, that might just be because I'm inexperienced and not an actual guitar teacher. So don't listen to anything that I just said. However, if you did listen to the things that I just said and you thought it was great and you liked it and it helped you, feel free to share this. Feel free to share any of my other dodie guitar lessons if those helped you as well. And also go watch some short films that I did, because that's what I want to be known for, not the dodie guitar tutorial guy. I don't know why I said guitar twice. Even though I will admit, it's a great thing to be, because she writes great music, and I'm really glad that I get to help other people play her music. That's great. That's a really good thing. That makes me happy. Wait, I wonder... I'm going to zoom out and you can see what I look like. There we go. This is me. Hello. My hair's still slightly damp because I got out of the shower just before I started recording this. Maybe I should talk to you the only way I know how to. You said your speech through sharpened teeth. Break the rules and spikes grow from your skin. Please let the devil in. Or is it just let the devil full stop? Because some lyric things that I found say that. I'm confused. I'm just wasting time now. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe.